Hey guys, YouTuber 100 here. Okay, and here we go. Like I promised in my last video, here I am with another retro wrestling pay-per-view review. And for this review, this is going to be a review for Bad Blood 2003. So I was originally actually planning on reviewing the show at the start of the month, like in honor of like the Hell in a Cell pay per view that was at the start of this month. Yeah, but yeah, I decided like not to review it then because yeah, it was only just like a few days into the month, and yeah, and I figured like I would like could review it like sometime later this month. Yeah, and it turns out I'm reviewing it at the very end of the month. I'm reviewing it at the very end of June. Yeah. Well, maybe like July, because I'm sure that this is probably going to get uploaded after midnight. So, yeah, but yeah, as I'm recording this, it is like still like June 30th as I'm recording this. Yeah, yeah. This was the first brand exclusive pay per view of the original brand extension. Yeah, and how was this show? Well, this show really was not that great, to be honest. I mean, it wasn't like a horrible show, but yeah, it was just kind of there. Like, there's nothing about this show that really does stand out. Like, pretty much like the entire undercard is just like very, very like average and forgettable. Like, just yeah, given the talent on the show, like this, like the matches on this show really did leave a lot to be desired. Right. So there's just like really like nothing about this show that really does stand out. I mean, I guess it could have been worse. Like the show does like have like a couple of good matches. Like it does like pick up like towards like the last hour or so, but yeah, it still really just really is not that good. And yeah, like I said, just the undercard just really was like pretty disappointing, and it really did leave a lot to be desired. So yeah, so I guess this pretty much does like kind of sum up the Raw product in 2003, especially like with the pay per views. Because yeah, I've already like reviewed like the other two like Raw pay per views from 2003 with Unforgiven and Armageddon. And yeah, I mean if you saw my review for those shows, like those really weren't very good shows. And yeah, this really does kind of fall into the same category. Yeah, just this really just was not that good of a show. I mean, I guess yeah, like I said, there have been worse ones, but yeah, still like this just really was just like nothing about it really does stand out. And yeah, and just yeah, SmackDown's pay per view Vengeance a month later really did just was a whole lot better. So yeah, this really does kind of like show like the difference in quality between Raw and SmackDown in 2003. Yeah, so yeah, like I said, not like an absolutely horrible show, but it was a pretty disappointing one, especially like given like the matches that were on the show and the talent we had on the show. Yeah. All right. So I guess I'll just start talking about the card of the show. Yeah. So the opening match was a tag team match. It was the Dudley Boys up against Rodney, Mack, and Christopher Nowinski. Yeah. And this match, this wasn't like an absolutely terrible match. Like, I guess it was okay, but yeah, there really was nothing about it that really did like stand out. There really wasn't anything very memorable about it. Yeah, this was like one of Chris Nowinski's last matches he had in the WWE. Yeah, this was like around the time he was retiring due to concussions, and this was also during that time where he did like wear that like a steel protective mask on his face. Yeah, and yeah, this really just like was pretty average. Like nothing very memorable about this match. Just yeah, the Dudley Boys were pretty much dominant throughout the entire match. Yeah, and then towards like the end of the match, like Theodore Long, who was of course like at ringside with Rodney Mack and Christopher Nowinski, was like trying to distract Devon, and then Devon then like went after Theodore Long, and then as the referee was like distracted with that, then Christopher Nowinski hit Bubba with his face mask, and then that allowed Christopher Nowinski to then pin Bubba Ray Dudley, and then yeah, Rodney Mack and Christopher Nowinski got the win. So yeah, this really just like was not very good. I mean, it was okay, but yeah, nothing really memorable about it at all. And plus, yeah, it was also like a pretty short match. Like this match was only about like 7 minutes. Yeah, and that was like a problem with like the undercard in general. Like well, pretty much the entire undercard like were like really short matches. Like none of them even lasted like 10 minutes. So yeah, so that's another problem with the undercard. Like, well, as like I said, has the matches like in the undercard really just were very disappointing and left a lot to be desired. And they were also very short matches too. Yeah. So with that match, I would give it probably like 2 stars. No, and then then during the show there was also like something else going on. There was like Stone Cold and Eric Bischoff like competing against each other in what was like labeled the Redneck Triathlon. Yeah. So this was basically just like a Stone Cold and Eric Bischoff just like doing like these like just randomly chosen events, and then and it was basically like a best 2 out of 3. So like whichever one of them like won like 2 events would be the winner of the triathlon. And this like went on like throughout the night, and this stuff was just like really stupid. It was just like really like very like cheap entertainment, and it really just took up time from this pay-per-view. Yeah. So and we had like the first event right here. Yeah, the first event like was a burping contest between the two. Yeah, I'm serious. A burping contest. This is the kind of stuff that we got from these two on the show. Yeah. And this was just like dumb, as I said. Like the one, like just it was like fake burping, and then like the last burp from Stone Cold was just like so lame and fake, and it was just like so dumb. But Stone Cold ended up winning this burping contest, and like I said, like there was like more of this stuff like throughout the night, which I'll talk about like throughout this review. But this redneck triathlon stuff, it was just like so dumb, and it was just like a total waste of time, and it just took up time from this pay per view. Like, I mean, like I said, just like pretty much like all the undercard matches were like really short, and yet like they wasted time with all this crap throughout the entire show, and they could have given those matches more time. So I'm not really going to be rating like this redneck triathlon because it really doesn't make sense to rate it, but yeah, this stuff was just really dumb and pointless and just a total waste of time. Yeah. Then the next match was Test versus Scott Steiner, and the winner would get Stacy Keebler's managerial services. I already talked about this in my Unforgiven 2003 review. Just this stuff was just so bad and boring and terrible, and this whole storyline was just awful. And this was like really, this was where it started. At the time, Test still like had Stacy Keebler as his manager. Yeah. But this match was just like so freaking bad. Like something that was kind of funny was like before the match started, Tess was like on the outside of the ring, like talking to Stacy, and then Scott Steiner then was like meaning to like jump off the ring apron onto Tess, but he actually did like slip off the ring apron instead. So that was kind of funny. Yeah, but this match was just like so terrible. Like just I really don't remember anything about this match. It was just like so bad and forgettable. Just like just such like sloppy in ring action. And this was just like a terrible match right here. Yeah. Then eventually, like Test then like attempted to hit Scott Steiner with a steel chair, but Scott Steiner moved out of the way, and then the chair like bounced off the ropes and hit Tess in the face, and then Scott Steiner then hit a flatliner on Tess and got the pin. So Scott Steiner ended up winning this match, and he got Stacy's managerial services at the time. But of course, like this would like continue on like throughout the summer, with like eventually like Tess getting Stacy back, and then they had the match at Unforgiven again when then Tess won that also and got Steiner services, and then it like turned into like a Steiner turning on Stacy, and then Steiner and Tess formed a team and all that other crap. But this match was just awful. I give this match 1 star. And then next up, then we had probably the biggest disappointment on the show. Up next, we had the Intercontinental Championship on the line with Christian defending against Booker T. And this show was in Houston, so this was in Booker T's hometown. Yeah. And you would figure, like, with it being Booker T's hometown, they would actually put on, like, a pretty good match here. But they really did not. Like, this match was just, it wasn't a terrible match, but this was just, like, really disappointing. Like, this match was just, like, it just seemed like a very disappointingly average match. Like there was just like nothing memorable about this match at all. Like these two were just like having like very like a standard or the in ring action. And then yeah, then eventually then as Booker T was gaining the upper hand on Christian, and Christian then just tried to leave and get counted out. But then the referee then just told Christian that if he does count Christian out, then Booker T would be the new Intercontinental Champion. So then yeah, then Christian then just came back to the ring and then nailed Booker T with the Intercontinental title, and that got Christian disqualified. And this just really didn't make sense. Like the referee said that like if Christian got counted out, the title would change hands, but yet Christian gets disqualified and it doesn't. So that really doesn't make sense. I mean, why didn't it just be like if Christian gets disqualified or counted out, the title would change hands? So I just found this to be dumb, and yeah, why couldn't they just give Booker T the moment in his hometown? Like Booker T did win the Intercontinental title a few weeks after this, but I mean, was it too much to just have it be done here in his hometown, give him like a big moment like that? But yeah, they didn't do it here, so I think that was a real big mistake on the WWE's part. Yeah, but yeah, this match just like was really disappointingly average and probably the biggest disappointment on the show. So I would probably give that match around like a 2.5 stars. And then after this, then we had the second event in the Redneck Triathlon, the Stone Cold and Eric Bischoff. The second event was a pie eating contest. Yeah. And of course, like what they meant by pie eating contest was like they were taking a page out of the Rock's book with poontang pie. Yeah. So and like before like they actually did this event, like Stone Cold and Eric Bischoff came to an agreement that like in the pie eating contest, Eric Bischoff would go first, but Stone Cold would get to select the quote unquote flavor of pie Eric Bischoff would eat. Yeah. So at first, like it seemed that like the lineup were like well the selections were just like a lineup of like some gorgeous girls that Eric Bischoff had recruited, but then yeah, Stone Cold then just said that like he picked somebody else, and so then it was revealed that Eric Bischoff would be like having pie from Mae Young. Yeah, so Mae Young like came out, and yeah, this was just disgusting. Yeah, at first Eric Bischoff like was refusing to do it, but then realizing that if he didn't do this one, he'd lose the triathlon, he then begrudgingly agreed to it. Yeah, and so then yeah, then at first like he kissed Mae Young, yuck. Yeah, but then yeah, then but then Stone Cold then like reminded Eric Bischoff that it was a pie eating contest. So then yeah, Mae Young then like removed like the skirt she was wearing, revealing a thong, and then like was giving Eric Bischoff a Bronco Buster, putting like her stuff in his face. So ugh, yeah. Yeah, and then when it came time for Stone Cold's turn, Stone Cold then just gave Mae Young the stunner and forfeited the pie eating contest. So Eric Bischoff like was declared the winner of the pie eating contest here, which resulted in them having to have a third event in this triathlon later on in the show. Yeah, but yeah, this part of the triathlon was just disgusting, and plus, yeah, this took up like 10 minutes. So yeah, so this just went on way too long. So yeah, this was just like while the burping contest was just dumb and just pathetic. This was just flat out disgusting. Like, who wants to see Mae Young doing this kind of stuff? So yeah, ugh. Yeah. Then the next match on the show. Then we had the World Tag Team titles on the line. It was RVD and Kane defending against La Resistance, and yeah, this was also like pretty forgettable too. Like this just really wasn't a good match either. Yeah, like now this was like during the time where like Kane and RVD's camaraderie and teamwork were starting to fall apart hard, and yeah, and then they like the next night on Raw they ended up like just breaking up, and then yeah, then like Kane then like ended up unmasking the following week, and then it turned into a feud between them. So yeah, so this was just like during the time when like they their team was like really falling apart. Yeah. And La Resistance were just like really green at the time. Like they just like debuted like a month earlier. So yeah, they just really like were like really green at the time, and it just really didn't seem like WWE really didn't know what to do with them. They just wanted to do anything with them, and then they just happened to like put them in a World Tag Team title match here. Yeah, but yeah, this match this wasn't very good either. Like once again, I really don't remember anything from this match. It was really just like very forgettable in ring action between both teams, and then yeah, then eventually like as Kane was like a fighting with La Resistance on the outside of the ring. RVD then like hit a like like a flew out onto them on the outside of the ring, but then like La Resistance ended up like moving out of the way, and RVD like accidentally hit Kane. And then yeah, then eventually then La Resistance then hit a double spinebuster on RVD and then pinned him, and then La Resistance won the World Tag Team titles. So yeah, so RVD like accidentally like flying on Kane was like another sign of their team falling apart. Yeah, and like I said, like the next night on Raw, like they ended up like breaking up the team, and then yeah, then it like ended up like turning into a feud between them after Kane unmasked. Yeah, but yeah, this match just like wasn't really good either, and plus yeah, a lot of resistance just like really felt very out of place in this match. Yeah, so yeah, so that match I would probably give, I don't know, I guess I would give that 2 stars as well. Yeah, yeah. And then next up, then this is where like the show does like start to pick up. Then next up, then we had Chris Jericho versus Goldberg. And yeah, I guess this overall was a good match. Yeah, this was probably Goldberg's best one-on-one match in the WWE. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, in this match, like it started off with like a Goldberg like being pretty like dominant over Chris Jericho. Yeah. Then yeah, then at one point then I was like they were on the outside of the ring. Goldberg then like tried to hit a spear on Chris Jericho, but Chris Jericho moved out of the way, and then yeah, Goldberg then just went right through the barricade. Yeah. Yeah. And then after that, then it seemed that like Goldberg had like like injured his shoulder from that. So then yeah, so then like for like a majority of the match, then like Chris Jericho was then just focusing on a Goldberg shoulder. Yeah, but then yeah, then eventually Goldberg ended up battling back and then hit a spear and a jackhammer onto Chris Jericho, and then yeah, then Goldberg ended up getting the win. So yeah, so yeah, like I said, I do think that this was overall a pretty good match. This was probably Goldberg's best one-on-one match in the WWE. Yeah, yeah. I know I really didn't talk too much about this, but really there's not a whole lot to talk about. This is just something where like just watch the match for yourself and see. But yeah, it overall was a solid match. So yeah, for that match, I guess I would give it probably like a 3 stars. And then next up, then we got Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair. Yeah, you thought WrestleMania 24 was the first time these guys beat each other on pay per view? Think again, it happened here. Yeah, and this overall was a really good match. This was definitely match of the night. Yeah. So yeah, so I did like kind of like find myself like a little more interested in this match than I was the WrestleMania 24 match, because yeah, this really did seem to have like a more of a legitimate story to it than the WrestleMania 24 match did. This was actually like heel versus face, and it had more of a storyline to it. Yeah, yeah, and this, like I said, this really was a pretty good match. I mean, yeah, so these guys were really just like battling back and forth, or for this match, yeah. Yeah, like throughout the match, like Shawn Michaels really was just kind of like toying with Ric Flair in the match, and then yeah, Ric Flair was like using some of his like well-known dirty tactics throughout the match. Yeah, I did like how at one point like a Ric Flair ended up like catching Shawn Michaels in this from doing the sweet chin music, and then tried to counter it into the figure four, but then Shawn Michaels countered that into an inside cradle, but Ric Flair kicked out. Yeah. Yeah, and then at one point in this match, Shawn Michaels did actually like have the figure four in on Ric Flair. Yeah, 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 and then yeah, and throughout the match, like the referee did take a few bumps throughout. Yeah, then at one point, Shawn Michaels then like set up a table, and then like laid Ric Flair on top of the table. But then yeah, then Randy Orton came through the crowd and tried to attack Shawn Michaels, but Shawn Michaels like just took Randy Orton out like that with the sweet chin music. Yeah. Then eventually Shawn Michaels ended up splashing Ric Flair through the table. Yeah, yeah. Then after like a Ric Flair ended up knocking down the referee after nailing a low blow on both Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair, hit the referee by accident. Yeah, as the referee was down, then as Shawn Michaels was then Shawn Michaels then hit the sweet chin music on a Ric Flair before Shawn Michaels could actually cover Ric Flair. Then Randy Orton came back and then nailed Shawn Michaels with a steel chair and then put Ric Flair on top of Randy Orton. And then, put Ric Flair on top of Shawn Michaels, sorry. Then Ric Flair ended up getting the pin and Ric Flair won the match. So I was kind of glad to see Ric Flair win this match. Yeah, at the time I really wasn't a Shawn Michaels fan at all. So I actually did like Ric Flair winning this match. Yeah, but yeah, this really was a really good match, and like I said, this was definitely match of the night. I would give this 3.5 stars. Yeah, yeah. And then after this, then we had the third and final event of the Redneck Triathlon. Like it was at first selected to be a sing off between the two. Yeah, yeah. But then but with Stone Cold of course being a really bad singer, Eric Bischoff came out and attempted to sing, but he was a bad singer too. So then Stone Cold ended up changing the event, and it was changed into an event known as a Pigpen Fun, and it turned out there was a pig pen just right off of the stage in the entranceway, and so this really was just whoever threw the other one into the pig pen would be the winner. Yeah. So then Stone Cold then came out and then beat up Eric Bischoff and then eventually threw Eric Bischoff into the pig pen. And so then Stone Cold was of course declared the winner of the Redneck Triathlon. Yeah. So but luckily this piece didn't go as long as the pie eating contest did. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, like I said, I won't be giving this a redneck triathlon a rating at all because it really doesn't make sense to rate it. But yeah, this just really was just dumb and just a waste of time. Like I said, this just took away time from other matches. Well, not other matches, just matches in general. So yeah. And then after this, then we got the main event. The World Heavyweight Championship on the line in a Hell in a Cell match, with Triple H defending against Kevin Nash, with Mick Foley as the special guest referee. So, yeah. This match, I really am not a big fan of this match, and I know a lot of other people aren't either. This really just wasn't that good of a Hell in a Cell match. Yeah, I mean, he, this match this just really didn't do a whole lot. I mean, this really did have the factors of really what a Hell in a Cell match was known for during the time, but this just really didn't do anything for me, and it really didn't do a lot for a lot of other people either. And I mean, this match just seemed very slow and boring, and it just wasn't interesting. There was a lot of weapon use in this match. There was stuff with the steel steps, the cell itself. There was sledgehammer, steel chairs, a barbed wire wrap 2x4. So there was a lot of weapon use in this match, but it just really didn't do a whole lot for me. Yeah, I mean, as I was watching this, I just really wasn't that entertained watching it. I mean, I just really wasn't a big fan of this. I mean, did this feud really need a Hell in a Cell match? I mean, I guess you can kind of make the argument that maybe it did make sense to have a Hell in a Cell match because this really did seem to be a really heated feud, but yeah, it just really didn't do anything. I mean, I really don't think it really did make sense to do this. I mean, couldn't they have done something else like a street fight? I just really didn't feel that this feud really did call for a Hell in a Cell match. Yeah. And of course, with Mick Foley being in there as the special guest referee, this really did kind of this also did kind of have a little bit of the story with Triple H and Mick Foley, with of course Triple H retiring Mick Foley in a Hell in a Cell. There was some stuff between them. Yeah, at one point as a Triple H was gonna try to use the sledgehammer, Mick Foley stopped Triple H from using it, but then Triple H then just nailed Mick Foley. Yeah. Then at one point, as a Triple H had a chair, he nailed Kevin Nash with it, and then he nailed Mick Foley with it. Then eventually, then like after like Mick Foley got busted open, yeah, I mean, yeah, Mick Foley was busted open in this match along with Triple H and Kevin Nash. Yeah. Then Mick Foley then started to attack Triple H, and then yeah, he also then ended up like pulling out Mr. Sacco and getting the mandible claw on Triple H. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, and then yeah, then eventually, then as Mick Foley was out like Kevin Nash then did hit a power bomb onto Triple H, but Triple H ended up surviving it. Yeah, and then yeah, then as Kevin Nash then tried to get Triple H up, then Triple H then just nailed Kevin Nash with the sledgehammer and pedigreed him, and then that allowed Triple H to get the pin. So yeah, I mean, yeah, like everybody says, just this feud really did make Kevin Nash look really, really bad. Like he didn't even get a win over Triple H in this feud at all. Like Triple H, like he nailed Kevin Nash with the sledgehammer and pinned him in the 6-man tag at Backlash. Like he got himself disqualified at Judgment Day, and then this. So yeah, this feud really just did make Kevin Nash look so bad, and this just ended up being another one of Triple H's burials. So yeah, so that's another thing that people really don't like about this match. So yeah, so I mean, like I said, this really did like really have like a lot of the stuff that like a Hell in a Cell was really known for, but yeah, it just really didn't do anything. Like it just really didn't feel like there was much of a story behind it. So yeah, so this is definitely like in the lower tiers of Hell in a Cell matches. So I would probably give that like I don't know. I guess I would give that like 2.5 stars. Yeah. So overall with the show, I guess I would give it probably like a 5 out of 10. So, like I said, it's not horrible. Like there have been like worse shows, but yeah, just like I said, like a lot of the undercard on the show and even the main event really did like leave a lot to be desired. But I mean, like I said, it did like have a couple of good matches. Like I said, like Goldberg versus Chris Jericho was overall good, and Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair was also really good. So it does at least have a couple of good matches. But yeah, everything else on the show just yeah, it was just like really disappointing. And plus, yeah, the Redneck Triathlon stuff was just like total waste of time, and it just took away from other matches that just could have been given more time. So yeah, the problems with this show are definitely like very apparent. Yeah, but yeah, like I said, there have been worse, but still just not a very good show. All right, so yeah, so I guess that's all I can really say about it. All right, so this is my review of Bad Blood 2003. So I hope you guys did enjoy this review. Yeah, and stay tuned because, like I said, like tomorrow, I guess now it's technically today, since now it is July 1st, or it is after midnight now. Yeah, like I said, like I guess like technically today now, I am gonna be going to the SmackDown event and tonight. So yeah, so I am going to be going to that, I'll probably end up making a video giving my live thoughts on the SmackDown event tonight or tonight. So yeah, so stay tuned for that coming up sometime tonight probably because yeah, now it is technically July 1st. Yeah, so stay tuned for that coming up. All right, but I hope you guys enjoyed this review. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.